Are you someone who wants to make your mark on the world? You're ambitious, you have big aspirations of what you want to cultivate in your career. You're someone who wants to have juicy relationships, people in your life who really see you, and you want to have a healthy well-being. You want to feel good in your mind, your body, and your emotional being as well. And I really get you on that. And today I'm going to be sharing with you how to radiate your feminine energy. Why this matters, first and foremost, is in a world that often highly values masculine energy, right? It's what you get done, your status. It's always kind of focused a lot on that productivity side. What I'm going to be sharing with you today is the importance of beginning to honor your feminine energy and how in fun, sassy, quick ways you can actually start to become someone who radiates it. And one thing I'll be clear here is this isn't a gender-specific concept. Both men and women, we all have masculine and feminine energy within us. It's just in today's world, I feel that we are craving more of the feminine energy to be shared, to be shown. And I really want to give you these secrets, these tips, so you can be someone who is giving off that energy and gets to watch those juicy relationships in your life come to you with ease. You get to watch that in your work life. You feel less stressed. You feel like you're just not trying so damn hard all the time and exhausted. And just in your physical body, you embrace your sensuality, you embrace your creativity, and you just feel damn good. So we'll get right on into this now. And to clarify what masculine energy is versus feminine, I'll explain it best in a story. This is just how I personally experience, and there's lots of amazing resources out there on all the specifics and characteristics, and I'll definitely make sure to create a video on that topic at some point as well. But how I see it as, if you're going to the grocery store today, and if you're in your masculine energy going to the grocery store, you probably have your perfect list. You know you're gonna get your 7 items, you're gonna go into the grocery store on a mission, you're gonna get there, you're gonna go through the aisles, check out, and be out of there. Whereas if you're going to the grocery store in your feminine energy, you're gonna go, you'll probably have some aspect, maybe not, of a list. You'll wander in the store, you might notice in the produce section that there's a new fruit in season and get really curious about the orange, or you end up on another aisle really giving yourself that space to kind of flow and be curious and maybe come up with a whole intuitive new meal that you wanna try making out. But it's more in that flow energy, that flow state where creativity, you're more present. You're more, you're touching things more often. And I love to just use this example because it just shows kind of what energy we're in at different times. And can you see there's times when you're in your work mode or when in different parts of your life, it's important to have that container of the masculine, right? You have your goals, you have ambitions, and it's important to have direction, to have focus. And there are times when it's really important to just have space, to allow yourself to be more in that intuitive part of who you are, to play a bit more, to be more spontaneous, because that's where creativity lives. That's where those inner knowing, that those gut instincts are actually able to be felt and to be acknowledged, and oftentimes to make our lives a lot simpler. And so this is just the way I love to describe just kind of the difference of which energy you may be in. And I find, and what I've learned a lot in my career in particular, is that in these spaces where I was working with a lot of men, in spaces that really highly value my checklist and, getting on that project management tool of Asana or Trello and just always getting to mark off everything I've gotten done, that there's so much that the corporate world is craving, which is valuing people, valuing connection, valuing bringing your creative, innovative ideas to the table, and that is the gift of the feminine energy. And so I'm gonna give you just a few fun, sassy ways that I love to just get into my feminine energy, because there are still times where I catch myself where I go, whoa, Lex, you are hyper in your masculine energy. It's time to reel it back and come back into this space. And so one of my favorite ones is I love to just have what I call a self-love date with myself. And what it is I really just set aside time. I'll literally put it on my calendar for 2 hours on an evening, which is that it's just a date with myself. It's a date where I get to really enjoy the space of doing whatever I want. I don't have to be in any rush. There is no outcome that I need to achieve. Sometimes I love to cook. And when I'm cooking, I'll just kind of go in my kitchen and just spruce up and figure out whatever I feel like making. I may end up wanting to paint, and it won't even be with an outcome. It may just be let me try playing around with these colors, or sometimes I vision board. It just really is this space where I get to just enjoy, first and foremost, the gift of being in my own presence. And also I let myself just intuitively flow and follow what feels best in that moment. So that would be the first thing that I personally, anytime I catch myself in that imbalanced state, I'm like, all right, self-love date on the calendar now. The next one I love recommending is to just set aside time to go in nature and just be in silence. No one else's perspective is in your head. There's no media consumption. Say goodbye to the phone. But I find that when you're in that space of nature, the feminine energy is very receptive. It's where we actually receive information. And I find if we're always go, 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 and I say that as someone who loves being the busy girl, someone who very often can find myself in that spiral if I'm not being intentional, that when I also catch myself like going, you know what, I've been a bit more in my masculine energy, it's time to flip into my feminine, I want to start radiating that energy out, it's time to spend time in nature. I love going and just looking at flowers. I find it valuable the key is to just have space, to be still, and to actually kind of look around with wonder, right? It's again, no outcome. It's just the space to be. Another big one that I love is to dance. I find it is so important that when we really get into that feminine energy, you're really connected to your body. You feel the gift of your sensual body. You feel connected to your body and out of your head. I find that a key way I know when I'm in my feminine is when I'm really connected to my body. I know, a good signal is if I notice I haven't acknowledged my hunger, or if I haven't noticed like my body's signals of needing to be taken care of. That's a good signal that I've realized I've gone too much into my masculine energy. I need to come back into my feminine. So even in a busy work day, something I'll often do is just get up, put on a song I love. People know I'm a huge Whitney Houston fan, so I will blast that anytime, at any point. Or just, maybe I need more of a sensual, maybe I'm on more of my cycle, my menstruation part of my month, so I may need, something softer and sweeter, but just something that lets me come out of my head, forget about trying to solve that problem right now, and come back into this space of, what if I forget about it, let it go for a moment? And the beautiful thing is, I find that the more I do that, usually the answers come in that moment. And so these are just some of my quick, fun, simple tips, but if you notice there's a trend with all of them. All of them are all about giving you space to just be, to not be on a mission, but just to play, to be spontaneous, and to notice that when you're in those spaces of feeling good, we often receive the information we want, the clarity we want, and more than anything, I find that our physical bodies also feel like they finally get to release a lot of stress that we can otherwise be carrying. And so to help enhance this, if you want something that will give you a little bit of that extra pep in your step and give you that inspiration as you're going to embark on really beginning to radiate your feminine energy in a bigger way, I actually have created a complimentary, super fun playlist that you can download and find in my description box below. And if you've enjoyed this video, I would actually love for you to share with me, how do you relate to your feminine energy? And if any of these tips have really stood out to you, I'd love for you to share with me which of them you're really excited to try out. And I'm gonna be doing more content on this topic. And so if there's any ideas or anything you'd like to hear more of, definitely feel free to drop it in the comment box below. And more than anything, I hope you have a fierce day and feel empowered to take action, because you, my friend, matter.